All right, and welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trade. Today is Monday, June 10th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. By the way, still got the flash sale going. Just 3 more days left. That's till the 13th. Get in on that site-wide flash sale. Details are in my Twitter pinned tweet. Again, another winner today. This one on nat gas. 12 cents on the futures and still holding a runner there. Beautiful short in the live room. A lot of members paying for years worth of service in a single day. So anyways, let's get into it today. Not much to really discuss here. We did have some GME volatility kind of collapsing there. We'll talk about that in a second. It's collapsing like the stock too. But here, SPX managing to scratch out a 25 basis point gain so far. It's 3:30. I'm doing the video a little early, and guess what? We're still pinned right into that kind of 53.50 area for the most part here. We did have the Apple event today. A lot of noise, a lot of whipsaw. You can see here, kind of gap up, down, move, little bear flag, chop action, and then kind of a flush towards the end of the day. But overall, just kind of a lot of noise here. Looks like some event volatility coming off the table, perhaps. Google got a little bit of a bid there as well. But again, some noisy chop, all things considered here. Taking a look at the market, we're just kind of inside of that up move from last Wednesday. And, as long as we base here above support, 53.25, we've been talking about that level extensively. As long as we're above that, this is all just bullish consolidation. And even if we were to dip below it, it's not like that would break the chart. You still have a strong uptrend here. 20 above the 50, 50 above the 100, 100 above the 200. All the boxes checked. We talked about that on Friday. So no real problems here. And market is waiting on the Fed, right? We have CPI Wednesday. The CPI number is going to be noise. Why do I say that? Because Jerome Powell already knows what the CPI is, so it's not gonna change his outlook. So don't expect the market to get repriced off of that. His press conference will determine everything. And honestly, right now, I know it seems a little absurd to think, but I don't even think the Fed's really going to change what's going on right here. Like I said, the market and the volatility is pinned at the index level, and we had a 5 sigma beat in non-farm payroll Friday. That should have been enough to really bring this market down. And, when you see something like that, that's very telling. So we've got hedges in place for the Fed too. When that event volatility comes off, that could be a huge tailwind for a move towards 5,400. So again, market here, no problems. And, trend is up, and we're going to defer to that until proven otherwise here. So still looking for a melt up into the summertime, and it should be a pretty good one here. But market's really quiet today. I would expect tomorrow to be quiet too. We may test 53.25. We have not done that during market hours. I just take that back. With the exception of that little back test there the day we broke out, but we have not back tested it since then. So I could see that getting spiked. Maybe even tomorrow, or obviously on Wednesday if we have some volatility with the FOMC. But either way, market's holding up, and no problems here. Q, same thing. Inside bar, bullish inside bar, building on a daily. I like what the Russell 2000 did today. Gap down and then closing green. So I was really looking for this to get down to the 618. It got really close on the IWM. Didn't quite get there, but nonetheless a good bounce. And the RTYC, I like how we spiked that previous breakout area, and we're back above it. So Russell 2000 firming up a little bit more here. Dow via the diamond here up 45 basis points today as well. Now GME here today, it's interesting right now. We did back test. I talked about this on Friday. It's interesting how we held the 20 MA despite that massive reversal, and we're now kind of essentially filling this gap here. And we can see here on the 4-hour, I've got this trend line right there. Let's go to an hourly actually. Yeah, there you go. So big level that got spiked here today, but we get close to that 20 handle, right? 2306 low of the day. Take a look at the GEX here. I showed this last Friday in the live stream, and you can see here we did get through that 30 handle and the 25 handle, and now you've got that massive call GEX sitting there. But if that ends up becoming a magnet, I mean, that's just going to be theta burn. So Homeboy is going to have his calls getting burned out here unless something happens here to move it the other way. But that should be massive call support, and put support too, for that matter. But yeah, it's getting interesting here. So it's like the stock's going to need a catalyst here. Otherwise, we're just burning time off the clock. Now only what, 5, 10, 9.5 trading days left until OPEX. So that theta is really going to pick up here. Those calls are going to need a catalyst. Otherwise, you're looking at a fried $180 million. So very interesting here. I'll say it's trying to maintain higher lows. Daily 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got those higher lows setting up. But this is going to need a catalyst, and it's going to need to get going here. Otherwise, this could turn into a massive premium drain here. Anyway, so GME holding up, though. At least that 23 handle for now, despite the reversal on Friday. But crazy stuff going on here. The volatility really died out in that thing, too, earlier today. So very interesting to see that. But SMH here, moving on. SMH continuing higher here. Again, NVIDIA. I think the game plan here from the market is they want this to overtake Microsoft. And I think that I'm just going to give NVIDIA the upside bias until then. A lot of people are talking about, oh, it's going to sell off now that the split is over, or now that the split is done. I think that's possible, but it's a little obvious, right? It's not like it's going to happen the day of the split. I think a more likely time frame would be June OPEX. Big quarterly expiry. A lot of calls hitting the tape too on this name, and they're all short dated. So that's kind of a red flag in the near term. But yeah, we'll see about that quarterly expiry. I think that's more of a chance, more of a destination point for this to actually put in some type of a top. But I do think they want to split that Microsoft at least once. Just to get it out of the way. But SMH still holding up, IGV holding up as well. Again, we talked about that failed red bar, failed head and shoulder pattern on the weekly, closing above that neckline. Good move there for the IGV, and that's holding up as well. Dow transports were also impressive today. Take a look at the spike down in the morning and then V-shape all day long. This is really starting to firm up. If we can get back above 15.2 and then subsequently 15.3, all of a sudden, this is a turnaround chart here. And again, it's a frustrating time for bears, right? The transports are lagging. It's sell the market. And now, the transports start to pick back up. If the transports lead, it's going to be funny if chips top out and the transports and other sectors start to pick up. I think that could actually happen. One of those sectors being the IWM. But either way, DJT, good day today. And it was holding up just fine. So interest rates mostly flat today. Let me get my chart up. There you go. So 2-year, basically flat. 5s, 10s, and 30s fractionally higher here. We did see that big outside candle on Friday. We predicted that. I thought we would go a little bit lower first. I thought it'd be more of a spike down on the 10-year, down to 4.2 before that. But nonetheless, good bid there. And again, yields are going to be sticky. That's going to be the case here moving forward. Doesn't mean that bonds can't catch a bid. I still think the disinflation narrative is really going to get pounded here pretty soon across the board, and that could bring yields down. But I don't think they're not going to go that much lower though. So again, secular versus cyclical. Important distinction to make. XHB here up 71 cents. Again, trying to get back above that trend line there. It's not the end of the world. Again, trend lines aren't the be all end all. Trend is still very much up here in the XHB, and it's holding up for now. We see the VNQ here also firming up. Again, another sector that could be a catch up. Up 45 bips, up move, pull back, possible higher low now. Upside brings you up to this trend line here. So REIT's holding up. XLF down on the day, but still holding up just fine. KRE down on the day, but coming back now. KBE has a triggered head and shoulder on the daily as of today's close. But again, this pattern is, I would say, has a higher percentage chance of failing. Why? Because your weekly is still a bullish inside bar, and it's not confirming the daily. So just keep these distinctions in mind. Keep these details in mind. But KBE pulling back here, and that is triggered for what it's worth. Target would be take you down to probably about 41 if it were to happen. That would fail that weekly pattern. So just be aware of that. But right now we'll defer into the weekly until proven otherwise here. XBD broker dealers up 1% on the day. Trend is still up. That can still go higher. Crude having a really good outside move. So I did pick up the low last week. I already sold. I wasn't, I sold last week. I knew we could get to 76. Wasn't sure if we were going to get to 78. Just a quick bounce play, and that worked out. Again, crude's really crowded. It's really crowded to the short side, and that's why I like the trade. It was also a very good level that we had. We also have some proprietary factors in that trade, which worked out very nicely for us. But good bounce here. 78 short-term resistance, and then that 80 level has been hit a lot of times. We'll see. That's going to be your next level. I mean, you do have possible at this point. I mean, it's early in the week, but this could be a false breakdown. Down move inside bar, breakdown candle, reversed. So that could be a slingshot for crude. Again, I don't know how long that's going to last. I do think it's looking like the labor market may be starting to crack a little bit. But, face value, crude, good bounce there. Very nice slingshot. And that's what happens when it doesn't matter if the macro is, supportive. If everybody's already short, they got to cover, right? So that's how you get those squeezes there. But 78 and $80 are your short-term levels there. Good bounce for crude. XLE up at 1% on the day. Again, still kind of in this pullback channel. Weekly looks pretty good. I'd really just like this to coil all the way down to 87. I think that would be an excellent buy there if it could happen. XOP up 2.25, good move for that today. And OIH, nice outside move, up 3%. Possible failed bear flag there too. We'll watch that. I think OIH is going way higher in the longer term. I'm just not sure if that's quite ready to do it yet, but good move there today. Uranium via CCJ up 38 cents. Trend is up. That can still go higher. URNM trying to flirt with this trend line here. Pretty good, powerful candle though last week, but you're still well inside of this big wide range green on the weekly. And again, I think that can still be setting up a base. Same thing as the NJ. Nat gas may have topped out for the summer. So we'll see. It's actually getting a pretty decent bounce right now. Again, we caught this in the trading room. I used a Q contract. So that is August. Got in at 312, took profits on the way down, got 5 cents and then 12 cents. Still nicely in the money on that. And if this ends up being a top here for the foreseeable future, I think you'd probably sideways-ish into August. That's kind of what I would look at, sideways to lower. But pretty good bounce for N. It's back up here. I thought that gap up last night was a little suspect, kind of just ahead of itself there. It had some other factors going into play that told me we'd probably pull back here. We'll see. Bears need to follow through, but you do have a setup for a potential lower high. Maybe this goes back to 250 and just kind of chops between 250 and 3 until, I would say, August, maybe late August. That's just kind of generally how nat gas trades. Could you always get a catalyst for some type of outside, storm or something like that? It's possible, but seasonally, that's just kind of how it lines up. But nat gas pulling back. I don't like using the continuous. I don't really put too much behind that double top there because price never really traded there, right? End contract, just the front. It's not the same thing. So, but either way, nat gas pulling back, very good volatility there. And, trade other things, right? When the market is like this and we're in a 10-point range for the first 90 minutes, think outside the box. Go trade something else. And that does work. All right, dollar index up 25 bips. Weekly chart still has that bullish inside bar. This is a fake print too, I think, on the weekly. I saw it there this morning, but basically there was a print all the way down to basically like last Friday's low. It is a fake print there, so obviously we did not print down there. Maybe we'll go down there and test it. I don't know if that's telling us something, but dollar up today, and it's hanging in there just fine. Gold up today too after the big flush on Friday. I still think we're looking at a lower high there. I do like 22.50 as a good bounce level in the near term. Silver here, again, we lost 30. I warned about lower high. We got it, and now it's looking to retest 30. So we'll see what that does here. I think there's better supports down around 28, and maybe some lower levels here. But again, look at the weekly. 20 MA, not really caught up to price yet. That's what I'd be looking for a more of a, or, you know, secondary leg up towards that 35 handle. Platinum bouncing. Back test that trend line, not bad. Again, I tend to rely on technicals a little bit less with platinum, and more so, well, less so with trend lines and more so with like fibs and other things. It's just too thin of a metal to be relied on in the short term. But anyway, good pullback there, back testing the trend line. We'll leave it alone for now. And then palladium here also backing off, and this is the laggard, but I think it's the value play. Copper here getting a good bounce here, up 7 cents. Again, slicing through 460, trying to reclaim that 50 MA. I like it a lot better at 425. So you kind of broke this, I don't know if that's a really good. Yeah, I can just draw it from here, I guess. And I broke this like uptrend here. Good slice. I'm still expecting a lower high. I think 425 is definitely a tradable level. So we'll be watching for that. Again, very extended from the weekly 20 MA. All right. So Bitcoin here, again, nothing doing. Didn't really do much over the weekend. We had that little rejection on Friday. It bounced up today and then kind of just little doji there. So again, micro, and I mean micro bearish in sidebar here on the daily, but it's so small and you're still inside of the wide range green. You still have that measured move target there. So I'm still giving it the upside bias to a new nominal all-time high. All right, so again, spiders here holding up again. Let's see if they close us back at 53.50. Anybody want to bet? We'll see. And maybe we'll close there tomorrow too. So my guess is Wednesday or Thursday. That's when 53.50 gets unpinned and we'll pick a direction. Market's up, trend is up, bullish in sidebar on the daily. We're just basing here for another leg. There will be shakeouts, there will be noise, and there will be complexity, especially on Wednesday, traps and everything else. But market's holding up just fine here, and I think 54 is your next stop. So anyways, guys, gonna wrap up here. You guys take care. Again, don't forget to take advantage of the flash sale ending in a few days. So jump on that while you can. Come find me at carnivoretrades.com. You guys have a great afternoon, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.